something bad and ugly comes something good and beautiful. And that is the case that we're talking about today on Kababayan LA, tracing the roots of FPAC. And now we're learning that FPAC was actually born out of the 1992 LA uprising. It was a lot of destruction, a lot of devastation, and it gave birth to something very beautiful for us. And that is called Festival of Philippine Arts and Culture. Melanie is still here. She is the board chair. Hello and welcome once again to Kababayan LA. And now we have two volunteers, Joe and Laarni. Hello and welcome to the show once again. Earlier, Melanie, let's just wrap up what we talked about earlier, which is tracing the roots, no?
Right.
What really is FPAC? And when we say Festival of Philippine Arts and Culture, what really is Philippine Arts and Culture? How do you define that?
Well, how it's defined, especially now that we're celebrating our 20th anniversary, is that it's really celebrating the diverse art forms, be it music, dance, food. Everybody loves food, right? Visual arts like films and documentaries, to to innovation as well, because you bring like the fusion of traditional arts such as the technique into like something modern like the technique battle that incorporates like hip hop.
Right, right, and very interesting as well. Joe, you're an immigrant. How long have you been volunteering for FPAC?
Actually, I can't even remember. I used to bring my kids a while when they were really small. And kasi noon, when I was a teenager at one point, in the early 80s, there was no FPAC. So I think actively volunteering the past 6-7 years, I MC at FPAC, I MC the Tinikling Battle, and really the greatest thing for me as a volunteer and as a member of the Film Arts Board is to have seen my daughters, who I used to bring, little kids, and now they're volunteering also. All three daughters volunteer at FPAC. And my proudest moment as a FPAC dad was when my 22-year-old daughter, then she was 19 or 18, she was picked as a paid intern for Film Arts.
Right.
Through the county of LA.
Right. So would you say you're an FPAC daughter if Joe is an FPAC dad?
Yes,
yes, I would definitely. For me, FPAC is a way for me to reach out and get to know more about my culture. The identity. Being born and raised here in Los Angeles and being around the diversity of Los Angeles and the different cultures here, FPAC serves as a concentration for me to learn more about myself and connect to what is over 3,000, 5,000 miles away, which is back in the Philippines. Right. So it's a way for me to make myself whole in a way. And
that's very profound.
Yes, it is. It is. And I've only volunteered for FPAC since last year. So my first time was last year in the 19th anniversary, and I just felt home.
But I'm sure before you were volunteering, you were going to the festival.
No, it was my first time.
Oh,
it was my first time last year.
Okay.
I volunteered, and
so even before that, you weren't even going to the festival at all.
I didn't know about
Not even as a guest. How did you find out about it?
Through my school and our Filipino club. They volunteered, and then also as well as the administrative director, Ben Biscocho. I met him through school.
Why did it take her so long to go to FPAC? Only last year, only the 19th year, and now you're saying you got this much, you got your identity, you got, really?
In the span of 1 year, I figured more about myself than in any other festival I've been to or any other cultural event.
Yeah, so she said the magic word, identity, and I think that's what a lot of second, third, fourth generation Filipino Americans.
Well, I guess it's telling Laarni, what school did you go to?
Loyola Marymount University.
Okay, so it crosses all campuses. So we've even had students all come from San Diego, from UC Berkeley. So it's become a very national festival.
And what does a Filipino immigrant get out of FPAC?
It brings a sense of home. And also a sense of what's going to be in the future for the community, because these kids eventually will be our leaders. And my take on it is you're developing future leaders as well as preserving culture, preserving what we grew up with. the arts, food, all this, the music.
I think also instilling communal pride.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, in what
Yes.
we have, right?
Definitely.
When you say future, Melanie, he said future, and you're one of those, you're Film Arts Board chair also for this year, but as Film Arts Board members, what does the future hold? What else is in store for us through FPAC?
I mean, through FPAC, it's really about inspiration. You know, how artists can be inspired by the different formats, you know, be it through like dance or, you know, could be just, you know, be inspired by talking to a community leader, because we have booths and tables that are, you know, that community organizations, you know, provide resources and like just a lot of information about your art and history and whatnot. And so I think for the future, it really is about being a voice for the Filipino-American community. It's really about, you know, inspiring future generations to preserve and to continue, you know, the legacy of Filipinos in the U.S.
And we're not just looking inward as a community, we're also looking outward, saying that this is a festival to tell mainstream America that, hey, look at us, we are Filipinos, we are this big, we have a voice, we have this wonderful culture. Right,
Yes.
Joe?
Yes. It's really heartwarming to see that not only Filipinos come to the festival.
Exactly, that's what I was,
And you know, a lot of them are, of course, married to a Filipino or Filipina, but yeah, all walks of life, all and you know, you were asking before what took Larnie so long. A lot of Filipinos don't know. Still, after 20 years of FPAC, still don't know about the festival.
Right.
So that's one of the reasons I came on board, is so that we can promote this and we can say, hey, there is a place, there is a time for everyone to get together and be proud.
And that is once a year, every second weekend of September. Arnie, what would you say to invite and encourage a lot of people, maybe your age or younger, to come to the festival?
It's a pleasure to invite you all, mothers, fathers, ates, kuyas, tita boys, and tita babies, to the Festival of Philippine Arts and Culture. It's a chance for everyone, family, friends, community, to figure out more about who we are as Filipinos and just more about our culture. And there's going to be food, lots of fun, dancing. There's going to be a ballroom for the seniors. So, I mean, everyone is invited. Just come if you have time, or just to cherish the moments with the Filipinos.
Yes, thank you so much. Learn more about yourself, learn more about your community, and of course, what's a Filipino party without entertainment? We're going to be talking about that when we return on Kababayan LA. Don't go away.
Ang Kababayan LA ay hatid sa inyo ng